Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and to leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Sagittarius, let's jump on in. We're going to start with looking at overall energy through oracle cards first, and then we'll dive deeper into your story with tarot as we progress. So let's start with looking at your recent past. Let's look at what Sagittarius has been dealing with. Okay, right out of the gate, huh? Wishful thinking. You are learning how to manifest the life that you desire. Visionary. You are learning to synthesize all of your creative ideas into action. Okay. I think I get where this is going. Let's get one more here. I feel like you guys have some sort of desire in mind. Something that you're wanting to create. Something that you're wanting to manifest. You have rejoicing with heavenly helpers. Okay. And then awakening. But it kind of feels that because of obstacles, challenges, setbacks, failures, things that you've been through, it almost feels like you've written off some sort of outcome as wishful thinking. And it's almost like because it feels too good to be true, or like it's not possible for you, or you're not supported, or you're not guided, that there's a part of you that has actually been holding yourself back from action that would be required to create it. Which is pretty normal. It's pretty normal for us as humans to put off the things that we might need to do to create the life that we desire because fear of failure, or maybe even we want to take steps but we're just not sure which direction to take, or there's so many different steps that we could take and we're so worried about taking the right one that we don't take any steps at all. And I think that there's this stagnancy in this energy that you're needing to kind of break a little bit, and maybe you already are or have, because again, this is past energy, but I do feel like Spirit is saying these things that you desire, this thing that you desire, this outcome that you want, it's very much meant for you. But there's a need to show up for it and to believe in the existence of it before it can be created. Current energy for Sagittarius. Education and limiting beliefs. Okay. I'm getting this energy that you're overqualified for something, but still yet doubting your qualifications. Maybe like an imposter syndrome of some sort. And, I can kind of relate to this in a lot of ways. Before taking a big step, I think that we have a tendency to almost over prepare ourselves. So it's like, well, maybe I need more education, or maybe I need to read more books, or maybe I need to take another class, or maybe I need to do this. And education is important. I'm not saying you shouldn't educate yourself. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, try to improve your knowledge and your understanding of certain things. But I do think that sometimes we do so much preparing to avoid doing the thing. We learn all about how to run a business and how to own a business and how, what owning a business would look like and all of these things. And it's like, but we never take the step. And I feel like that's what this energy is about for you. It's like you're ready to take the step. You're ready to do the thing. Like you've learned what you need to. You have the tools. And it's time to take that step toward whatever it is that you are desiring. Maybe it is going back to school. Maybe it is furthering education in some way. But I think for a lot of you, it's about, it's like stop trying to prepare and start trying to just do. Because I think so much of the time we over prepare. It's like then eventually you believe that like one day you're going to feel ready and you're going to feel 100% certain and you're not going to have any doubt. Like that day doesn't come. You have to just, show up. I feel like that's what this is about. It's like no more waiting, only doing kind of energy, even if it's just taking one step in the direction of where you want to go. What does Sagittarius need to know moving forward? Wake up call. It says you're about to discover your life purpose. I'm actually going to go back here really quick because I also feel like this could be a need to educate yourself on your own limiting beliefs. Understanding how limiting beliefs impact us, how they hold us back, and how, because 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions are subconscious patterns, programming. Only 5%, according to psychology, of the way that we interact with our reality is conscious level decision making, meaning that we have to become aware of the beliefs that we hold about ourselves, about the world, about our the possibilities that exist. And we might consciously be like, no, I can get there. Like I'm worthy and I'm deserving, but you might be holding certain programming of, not taking certain steps or not doing the things that you need to do because there's a part of you that believes that you can't have the things that you want. Wake up call was seeker of truth. And then old soul. You have lived many lifetimes and gained wisdom beyond your years. I feel like it's so interesting because it feels like you're waiting for the right time. You're waiting for the right time to take some sort of step, to do some sort of thing. And I feel like Spirit is saying now is that time. And it's been that time. But it's almost like you're waiting maybe till your life gets to a certain place, or you're waiting until, I don't know, like a certain point in time where you finally feel ready. And it's like you're never ready. You never fully feel ready until you decide you're ready. I feel like Spirit is like, you're ready. And it's kind of like the alarm's going off and maybe you keep hitting snooze. You're like, no, I don't want to yet. I'm scared. I'm scared to take the leap. I'm scared to take the jump. I'm scared to start the thing. I'm scared to walk away. And it's like, you can hit that snooze as many times as you want, but eventually you're going to have to, get out of bed, right? You're going to have to start the day. Because whatever this is, it feels like this is trying to guide you to better things, more stability, more happiness, more abundance, more love. But it feels like there's an avoidance of something that needs to be done to get to this thing. And being honest about what that is, I think, is really important for you right now, Sagittarius, because sometimes we don't want to be honest. Sometimes we want to not be honest. We want, I'm not ready yet. Or maybe when, my kid graduates college, or maybe when I'm married, or maybe when I'm this successful or whatever. Or I have this amount of money. I don't know. It's, if we are always waiting for the right time, we're going to find ourselves always waiting for the right time. And I feel like this is Spirit saying, like, now is the time. The time is now. All right. Overall theme of this reading for Sagittarius. To take a step, make a change, take a leap. Whether it's away from something or towards something. Away from something that isn't serving you or towards something that very much does. Overall theme of this reading for Sagittarius, please. A time to give rather than take. A time to invest. That's what this card always kind of gives to me. A time to invest. Conclusions are within reach. A win-win outcome is forecast. It's a time to invest. I don't know. Literally like investing your energy into something. And trusting that the outcome's going to be in your favor. Otherwise, things are going to stay the same, right? Nothing ever changes if nothing ever changes. So, I don't know. I kind of feel like you already know this, but I'm sure there's obstacles and challenges. This is just overall energy. So, we'll dive deeper into this, kind of see what is going on here. But, all right. What does Sagittarius need to know about this recent past energy? Scared of disappointment, scared of failure. Seven of Cups. Overwhelmed. It's like there's this obsession with making sure I take the exact right step. If I don't take the exact right step at the exact right time, I could fail. It's almost like micromanaging your actions a little bit instead of just going for it. And I get it. Like, there has to be some logic and some calculation in your decision, right? For sure. I'm not saying just like, dive headfirst with no plan. But sometimes we get so caught up in making sure that we do the exact right thing at the exact right time that we don't do anything at all. And I said that at the very beginning. I feel like there's this fear of disappointment, this almost even expectation that things aren't going to work out, that things aren't going to improve, or that it won't pay off or something of that nature. And that, I feel like, is the biggest thing holding you back. The expectation of failure. And I know from experience how much fear of failure can control you without you realizing that it is controlling you. I have always had kind of this dream of being a speaker and writing a book, and for a long time there was a period where I would talk about all the time, I want to do this, I want to write a book, I want to be a public speaker, and I would do anything and everything but get on a stage with a microphone and do public speaking. I held, and I still do, but I would hold workshops. I have this channel, I do, one-on-one coaching sessions, and it was like, eventually I got to the point where I was like, I just need to do it. I just need to, go up and do it. And finding success in that has been a really incredible thing. And I think that I didn't even realize that I was so afraid of failure that I was holding myself back, but I thought I was waiting for the right time, but the right time was when I decided it was the right time. And it's interesting too, because there's like this back and forth. It's like, do I do this? Do I not? Do I try? Do I not? Do I go for it? Do I not? And it's like, know that that's not a fight between what you want and what's possible. It might feel like that, but it's more of a fight between the part of you that knows that you're capable and worthy and, capable of success and supported by the universe, and then the part of you that thinks that you're not. So there's this inner battle that's been taking place, and I feel like that's what keeps you almost like, I'm going to say the word obsessing, but I don't think that might be the right word for everyone, but obsessing over like what the right next step is. The right next step is whatever step you take, as long as you are taking a step. And I think that that's what Spirit is trying to bring forth in this reading, is just, sometimes you just got to move. It's like, I dare you to move. What is that song? I dare you to move. Like, that's what I feel like is coming through. Spirit's like, I dare you to take a step. I dare you to just go for it. Just try it. Just put yourself out there. Just do the thing, or make the decision that you know you need to make. It's time to invest in the things that you want, but it's not so easy. I kind of hear that too. It's not as easy as it sounds or as it seems, and of course it's not, right? If it were easy to create the life of your dreams, literally everyone would be doing it without any kind of issues, and I wouldn't have a job. It's not easy, but our life is a reflection of how possible we believe our dreams are. And when we are willing to get so in tune with that truth and understand the psychology behind it, then we can understand that we have more power than we think when it comes to creating the life that we deserve and desire. But it's not, it's not about like controlling and doing the right things at the right time. It's about the energy that you carry. It's about the energy that you embody. It's about the beliefs that you hold. And sometimes we do so much work on ourselves. We do so much healing. We do, so we grow so much, and we educate ourselves. And we do all of these things, and then we keep doing that. We keep working on ourselves. We keep, and it's like, well, one day I'm going to be worthy. One day I'm going to be deserving. One day I'm going to be capable. And that's not what healing and growth and preparing yourself is about. It's about understanding you always have been. It's just that now you're in the knowledge of knowing that you are, instead of doubting yourself. And I think that that's the energy that you're in right now, is like you're waiting for the right time, but now is the right time. Current energy for Sagittarius. So what does Sagittarius need to know right now? Literally, King of Wands in reverse, not taking action due to a lack of confidence, a lack of trust, a lack of faith. Queen of Swords, you're so in your head. And I think you have been, Sagittarius. It feels like you've contemplated and second-guessed. Oh my gosh, there's all of this. Queen of Cups in reverse. You've contemplated and you've second-guessed and you've ran over every single scenario, and it's like you're looking for the peace and the confidence outside of you, but you already have everything you need. You already are everything you need to be capable, worthy, and deserving of the things that you desire. It's time to show up, though. It's time to stop hitting snooze and to say, all right, turn that alarm off, get out of bed and just start taking the steps. And I know it's not easy. I saw a video the other day that kind of resonated, and I know this is going to be triggering for people. Okay, so I'm going to say it and I'm going to elaborate on it. But I think that this is one of the hardest things about my job, is trying to get people to see that your reasonings for not taking a step or not making a change or not doing something different or not showing up are probably very, very valid. You probably have every right to believe in the excuses that you carry. They're probably valid, they're probably real, they're probably logical. But they are still excuses. And I don't mean that in the sense that, again, that they're not valid. What I mean is there is a way. There is a way to find yourself in the life that you deserve and desire. But creating that life is 100% dependent on you showing up for it. And again, I can say this from experience. There's so many times in my life where I was so frustrated about what wasn't working and how I was unhappy. And there were things that, it just felt like were just not working in my favor. But then when I got really honest with myself, and I mean really, really honest with myself, I could see, well, I'm unhappy with my relationships, yet I'm in relationships or I'm chasing after emotionally unavailable people, and I'm dealing with friendships that don't value me or treat me well. And I'm working a job that I hate because I don't believe that, anything else is possible for me. And when I got really honest about that, it was like, okay, so now what? What is in my power? What's in my control? What can I do to create better? But sometimes we get so attached to our experiences and the way that things are, not because we necessarily are happy and fulfilled, but because we're comfortable. We're comfortable in what is, even if we're unhappy, even if it isn't serving us, even if it is even hurting us, because we prefer a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven, like our brain does. Humans, we hate change. We hate the unknown. We like to be in situations we know we can survive, which is why, kind of coming back to what I was talking about, 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions it's pattern-based. It's what you're used to doing. It's how you're used to showing up. You're attracted to what you're used to. And when we're trying to create better, we have to understand that doing the same things and holding ourselves back and not taking action and not making change, that's going to keep us in the same spaces. So I'm not saying you're not doing enough. I'm not saying that you're not trying. I'm not saying that you're lazy. I'm not saying any of those things. What I am saying is that there is a part of you in some way, shape, or form that is holding yourself back, and bringing to the surface the honesty behind that is how you're going to find yourself where you want to be. And like I said, I know that that's probably going to make some people a little angry with me, but it's never my intention. I just try to read it as I feel the messages are coming through. And again, I can relate. Like, oh my gosh, can I relate? And there's still periods of my life where I'm frustrated with how things are. Frustrated with my finances, having to address my spending habits. Frustrated with my relationship, having to address the way that I'm approaching it. You know, there's still moments in my life where I'm frustrated with how things are, and I have to turn that mirror and I have to say, now what's in my control? How am I holding myself back? How am I not taking those steps? How am I waiting for something to happen to me instead of happening to the thing? And I think that that's the need. That's what Spirit's trying to bring forth in this reading. What does Sagittarius need to know moving forward? Should they choose to show up for the path? And that's the other thing, waiting to have all the right answers, waiting to understand everything, waiting to have all the right answers. You might not have all the answers. You just have to start taking the steps. You just have to start showing up, and the path will appear. And there's going to be frustrating times where you feel like it's showing up, you're showing up, and the path isn't appearing. You keep showing up, and then the path eventually appears. And I think that that's where it's going back to what I said. The excuses are not, they're not your, I'm not saying they're not valid or they're not real. What I am saying is there's a way around them. Spirit has your back, and that's what Spirit wants you to know in this reading. The universe has your back. The universe is supporting you on the path to the things that you deserve and desire. For me, like a big thing for a long time was substances. You know, I had to stop drinking. I had to stop smoking weed. I had to get a clear head to be able to pursue the path that I wanted, to be able to accurately and appropriately deliver the messages that I have for people, to be able to tap into my intuition. Like, that was something that I had to do. I'm not saying that everybody has to do that, but that was something that I had to do for my path. And I avoided it for a really long time because I didn't want to. But I knew deep down that I needed to make those changes. And so it's not always like a super exciting decision or choice that we have to make. But when we're willing to take the step to make the difficult choices and to do the difficult things, it will pay off. And I think that Spirit really, really wants you to make some sort of change or take some sort of action here, knowing that you're supported and that it will pay off. What does Sagittarius need to know moving forward? Wake up call, a seeker of truth. Wheel of Fortune, and the Temperance, and the World, and the Fool. The Page of Pentacles, and the Justice. Temperance to me is both about patience, but also about trust. You know, finding balance in the center of, you know, things not working out according to plan and things of that nature. I feel like Spirit's getting very real in this reading with somebody. And it's coming from a place of love and understanding and compassion for your experience. And I really, really hope it's coming off that way. Because the next thing I'm going to say, I feel like, again, is kind of very, it's very straightforward. And I feel like it's the life that you desire is on the other side of the uncomfortable action that you're avoiding. The life that you desire is on the other side of the uncomfortable action that you're avoiding. And there's uncomfortable change, uncomfortable action, uncomfortable decision, whatever it is. And here it is. The Wheel of Fortune, the Fool, the World. Things working out in your favor. Old cycles closing, new cycles beginning. I actually see this world as a new cycle as a result of closing out old cycles. But I think that the things that you desire are on the other side of the action that you're avoiding. That's the biggest thing coming through. And that's like what the wake up call is not, it's like you've been hitting snooze, avoiding. But that avoidance is keeping you in lack. It's keeping you not having what you want and what you deserve. I don't know. Yeah, it's something that somebody needs to hear. This feels a little bit personal. I don't necessarily know if this is going to be for every single, Sagittarius that watches my channel, but I do definitely feel that it's like, and going back to what I said, right? a lot of why you've been avoiding taking certain action is because you've written off certain possibilities as not possible. That I feel like is a big thing too, going back to like this wishful thinking and this visionary energy. It's like these things that you desire, it's almost like it's too good to be true, or maybe you feel like an imposter and you feel, not good enough yet or not ready yet. And it's like, sure, the only proof that you are not ready or capable of the things that you desire is you believing that you're not. That is the only proof. Otherwise, you carry the tools that you need to take the steps towards the life that you desire. I had that once. I'm going to tell a really quick story before I hop on over to the extended. I was in the middle of making a change in my business. I'm not going to go into details, but I remember I made some sort of a change and it wasn't working out at first, and I was really, really overwhelmed by it. And I was talking to my husband, who I swear is like one of the wisest people I've ever met. I was telling him how I felt like this was proof that I wasn't ready for for this thing that I was doing. And he said, I think the only proof is if you believe that you're not and if you give up on trying. And I was like, bingo. In the moment, I don't even think he realized that what he said hit me so hard, but it's true. We wait till when we feel ready, but we're ready when we believe we're ready. We wait till we feel deserving, but we're deserving when we believe we are. When we start acting as if we are, as if we're deserving, as if we're lovable, as if we're capable, as if we're supported. We only are what we believe we are. We attract not what we want, but who we believe that we are and what we believe is possible for us. And I think that diving into that and looking at like the actions that back the beliefs can really help you get in tune with like, okay, now what can I do differently, or how can I show up, or how can I take the step? It's like you are prepared. You've been prepared. So yeah, it's like the time is now. You're ready. We're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to dive deeper into this, looking at just the deeper messages, what else you're needing to know about this. And then ultimately, the goal of that reading is to answer what you need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. And then I've got an advice card to pull from your spiritual team at the very end. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. Bye, Sagittarius.